Some key GOP lawmakers initiated an investigation into the Intelligence Community Inspector General, who kicked off the impeachment effort by validating the whistleblower complaint against the president. One America's John Hines has that report.
The senior Republican on the House Intelligence Committee, California Congressman Devin Nunes, tells One America News that he either gets answers to his questions about Intelligence Community Inspector General Michael Atkinson's handling of the whistleblower complaint against the president, or he makes a criminal referral to the Justice Department.
We've had concerns since this supposed whistleblower came out from the very beginning. We said we had questions. We sent a long letter to the ICIG a few months ago. Mr. Atkinson, myself, the Republican leader, and Jim Jordan. Because it's an ongoing investigation, I want to be perfectly clear that we laid out a series of very detailed questions in a long letter to him. The response is inadequate, and that needs to be rectified one way or another, either with additional responses or with just criminal referral.
Nunes says he'll base the criminal referral on the lack of response to a series of questions stemming from ICIG Atkinson's handling of the whistleblower complaint that sparked the impeachment inquiry into President Trump. At issue, the accuracy of the ICIG's sworn testimony about the whistleblower complaint and an explanation about why the ICIG changed the rules about accepting complaints based on hearsay or secondhand information.
He gave testimony, I believe, to your committee, and is it the case that perhaps he lacked candor in that testimony? Is that one reason you'd like to follow up?
Well, I can just say there's discrepancies in his testimony with what we learned from others. It pertains to the whistleblower complaint, and the forms and how those were modified in midstream. The response we got was inadequate as to clarifying how did the forms change, what went on to lead to this. None of that really makes any sense. So we've had an ongoing investigation. Now that we're clear with impeachment, we think. This is just something that's been on our plate that we have to get back to follow up on.
And following up they are. And some of that follow-up includes questions about what sort of contact ICIG Atkinson may have had with Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff or his staff members.
Do you suspect that the timing that he chose this whistleblower's complaint and the timing that he chose the complaint, is that something which maybe is raising a question mark?
Well, I would say the biggest questions center over the change of the forms, number one, and number two, the conversations that occurred with the whistleblower, what the whistleblower supposedly told Schiff staff, what was relayed to our committee, and the testimony that is still yet to be publicly released, which there's no reason why that testimony hasn't been released. It's the only testimony that hasn't been released through the 3-month circus that we engaged in the end of 2019.
But you don't have subpoena power now, so how do you do an investigation if you're in the minority without subpoena power?
Well, we don't need subpoena power. We've asked questions. He had a chance to be forthright with the questions. I would say we have a few options now, which is we can go back and ask more questions, or we could make criminal referrals. I mean, we just have to decide once we get all the facts.
Nunes says he has raised a number of thorny questions for ICIG Atkinson and now has invited him to testify before his committee without a subpoena, an invitation which so far appears to have gone unanswered. John Hines, One America News, Washington.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.